morning, students. Last class we have discussed about p block elements and its general introduction and its properties like metallic nature, electronegativity, and its general electronic configuration and common oxidation state and all. So today we will discuss about anomalous properties of its elements and diagonal relationship and some common reactivities of first p block series like boron, aluminum, gallium groups. So already I told you about what do you mean by anomalous properties and all. Anomalous properties is nothing but suppose you take the boron group, boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium is there. So boron itself, it has some different reactivity rest of it compared with its group elements. Similarly, carbon will be having some different reactivity and different properties compared to its own group elements. So that's what we are going to discuss today. So why it has some anomalous properties? It's because the size of that element is smaller and high ionization enthalpy and high electronegativity and options of d orbitals, because in carbon atomic number is 6, so 1s2 2p2, so it doesn't have d orbitals. Similarly, boron 1s2 2p1. But if you compare aluminum and silicon, it has empty 3d orbitals, so extra electrons can accommodate to the empty d orbitals, so the reactivity also can be changed. So the first member of the group 13 is boron. It's metalloid, so other metals are metal. Similarly, it shows some diagonal relationship with silicon, and boron and silicon are similar in their acidic nature. Boron and silicon form covalent hydrides, can be easily hydrolyzed. In group 14, the first element carbon strictly non-metallic, where other elements are metalloids and metals, and it can form multiple bonds, C double bond C, C double bond O, and can form a catenation, chain of bonds with other atoms. So this catenation trends, it decreases down the groups because of size of the atoms gets increases, the catenation tendencies decreases. Catenation means forming straight chain of compounds like C, methane, ethane, propane, butane, number of carbon gets increases. Similarly, in group 15 element, nitrogen differs from rest of the elements. Similarly, it can also form multiple bonds like N double bond N, C double bond N, but other elements cannot form this kind of compounds. And group 17, fluorine can form the best oxidizing agent, and fluorine, so only element can have a minus oxidation state in p block compared to other p block elements. But other halogens can form positive oxidation state, but fluorine cannot form positive oxidation state, and that is the exceptional properties. And oxygen is the only compound like F2O. In that case, oxygen having positive oxidation state, and most of the gases oxygen have negative oxidation state. Another important properties is called inert pair effect. So inert pair effect means the definition like the reluctance of s electron participate in the bonding. Already I have told you that general electronic configuration of p block elements is ns2 np1 to 6. In some elements lower down the p block elements, for example, if you take boron, the electronic configuration is 2s2 2p1. So if you down the group, the s electron of this atoms will not be involved in the bonding, which means that lower oxidation state stable than higher oxidation state. For example, boron can form +3, aluminum can form +1 and +3, but +3 will be more stable. Similarly, gallium +1 and +3, so +3 will be more stable. Indium +1 and +3, and +3 will be, but thallium cases +1 will be more stable than +3. Similarly, when tin and lead, in lead 2+ will be more stable than 4+. Similarly, bismuth 3+ will be more stable than 5+. Similarly, polonium. So this trend is called as inert pair effect. Because of this inert pair effect, these lower elements act as a very good reducing agents, because it gains some electron, immediately it gets reduced. For example, thallium is the thallium nitrate, thallium 3+, it immediately gains the electron and it gets converted into thallium plus. So this process have been involved in this kind of conversions, have been involved in organic synthetic methodologies. This is mainly because of size factor. So due to the bigger size as well as Hoover's shielding of d and f orbitals, this s electron will be tightly held towards nucleus. So only outer p electrons only involved in the bonding, and this trend is called as inert pair effect. So the next part is allotropism in p-Bragg elements. So allotropism is nothing but some elements exist more than one crystalline or molecular forms the same physical state. This is called allotrope. For example, carbon, it can be exist as a diamond as well as graphite. This phenomenon is called as allotropism. Different crystalline or molecular forms will be there. So this may p-Bragg elements having lot of allotropes. For each and every element there are more than 3 physical and crystalline state. For example, this is a repeated one more question has been asked in public exams. For example, in boron, amorphous boron, rhombohedral, tetrahedral, lot of things are there. Similarly, carbon, diamond, graphite, graphene, fullerenes and carbon nanotubes. Silicon, amorphous, crystalline. Similarly, germanium, alpha germanium, beta germanium. Tin, grey tin, white tin and rhombic tin. Phosphorus, white, red phosphorus, white phosphorus, black phosphorus, violet and scarlet. And arsenic, yellow arsenic and grey arsenic. Similarly, antimony, blue and white. Oxygen, dioxygen and ozone. Sulfur, rhombus and monoclinic. Selenium, red, grey, black and monoclinic. Tellurium, amorphous and crystalline. See, due to the different nature of this crystalline nature of these compounds, the reactivity and its physical properties will be changed. Some of this, for example, graphite is brittle in nature, but diamond is hard in nature. Graphite can conduct electricity, but diamond cannot conduct electricity. So now we'll go to the in-depth of p-Bragg elements. So first row is boron elements. So what mainly we'll discuss its occurrence and its reactivity with acids and bases and its some important compounds and its uses. So the boron occurs mostly as borates and its important word is borax. This is the important one more. Formula for borax is Na2B4O5OH4.8H2 and kernite Na2B4O5OH4.2H2. Aluminum is the most abundant metal in these groups, occurs as oxides as a bauxite. So bauxite formula is Al2O3.2H2O. The other elements, gallium, indium, thallium are actually occurs as sulfates and its abundances are very low. This is a typical physical state, and atomic number and isotopes have been mentioned in this table. So atomic number 5, 13, 11, 31, 49, 81 for boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, and its occurs isotopes. And this is a property table. So atomic mass, and electronic configuration, atomic radius. See, I told you last class. So aluminum and gallium, watch that atomic radius compared to others. And density, melting point starts to decreases down the group. Boiling point start to decreases down the group. This is very important. And chemical properties of boron. So boron is the only non-metal in this group, as I discussed earlier about this reactive anomalous nature. So it shows reactive high temperature. Many of its compounds are electron deficient and has unusual covalent bonding because of its small size and high ionization enthalpy. So formation of metal borides. So many metals except alkali metals form borides with the general formula MXBY. For example, chromium reacts with the boron, gives chromium borides. And boron trichloride reacts with the tungsten, forms tungsten borides plus chlorine and HCl gas. This is the important formation of hydrides. When boron does not directly react with hydrogen, but it reacts with a variety of hydrides called boranes. The simplest boron is diborane, B2H6. Other larger boranes can be prepared from diborane. The treatment of gaseous boron trifluoride with the sodium hydride at 450 degrees Celsius, it forms diborane. To prevent subsequent pyrolysis, the product diborane is trapped immediately. So BF3 reacts with NaH, gives B2H6 plus NaF. So boron combines with halogens high temperatures forms boron halides BH3, and boron reacts with nitrogens forms boron nitrile. Similarly, boron reacts with oxygen forms boric oxide B2O3, and reacts with acids gives boric acid. So boron reacts with sulfuric acid gives boric acid, and nitric acid also gives boric acid plus NO2, and when it reacts with sodium hydroxide forms sodium borate Na3BO3 plus 3H2. So this boron has a capacity of absorption of neutrons, so it is involved in the moderator and nuclear reactors. Amorphous boron used as a rocket fuel igniter. Boron is essential for cell wall of plants. Compounds of boron have many applications. For example, eye drops, antiseptics, washing powders contains boric acid and borax. The manufacture of Pyrex glasses and also in boric acid is used. So borax is the main component in boron groups, Na2B4O7.10H2O. This can be prepared from borax, so sodium salt of tetraboric acid is obtained from colemanite and by boiling with the sodium carbonate. So Ca2B6O11 reacts with Na2CO3, the presence of water, and gives Na2B4O7 calcium carbonate plus calcium hydroxide. And borax is normally formulated as Na2B4O7.10H2O, but it contains tetranuclear units of OH 4 2-. This form is known as prismatic form. Borax also exists under two other forms, octahedral borax 5H2 and borax class Na2B4O7. So this borax is basic in nature, and solution in hot water liberates sodium hydroxide. This is important one mark. So Na2B4O7 reacts with water, gives boric acid and sodium hydroxide. On heating, it forms transparent borax beds. So Na2B4O7, then NaBO2 plus B2O3. And borax reacts with acids, gives boric acids. When treated with ammonium chloride, it forms boron nitride. And uses of borax. Borax is used for the identification of colored metal ions. This borax beads the equation Na2B4O7.10H2O. If heat, it leads to formation of NaBO2 plus B2O3, and this is called borax beads. In further, if you add some metal ions, different metal ions gives different color. So from that color, we can detect the presence of metal ions. It's also used in the flux of the metallurgy and also as a preservative. So next class we'll discuss boric acid and other compounds and diborates, halides, and all those things. Yeah.